Hey, what's up? This is Rodney, and I'm back with my review. I'm back with my review over The Boys Next Door, LA, Episode 2. Now, this episode is titled A Kodak Moment. So it's Sunday, and Brandon is hosting his Sunday event. I think it's called Socialite Sundays. It's an event, a club that he started. I don't know if it's his club or if he just uses the space to host his party. But anyways, I think the party is under his name. It's under his, I think, entertainment company or something like that. At the end of the day, it's his party. So he has his party on Sundays at this club in West Hollywood. It's called the Socialite. It's called Socialite Sundays. He started this. From what I got from what he was saying, this was something that was started basically for black people, men of color, to have somewhere to go to and party. And I can appreciate that. Here in Houston, there's really not a lot of places for black men to go to enjoy themselves. We have like a First Fridays event, and then we have a club that's open on Saturdays. I haven't been to that in a while. But the crowd is pretty young there. So it's kind of like, it's an 18 and up club. Most of the people there, most of the guys are there. And I have nothing, I don't have anything against people who dress this way. But, a lot of the guys there, they have makeup, beards with makeup, fade, Converse, skinny jeans. There's not really a place we don't really have a lot of choices as far as like entertainment wise or like club wise that we can choose from. So I can appreciate the fact that Brandon Anthony has started something for black people in West Hollywood. But anyways, so Aaron is turning 30. Arrows calls Aaron to basically go out and celebrate his birthday because again he's turning 30. Aaron really doesn't want to do anything, but Arrows and he convinces Aaron to come out and celebrate his birthday. There's something planned for him, and he has to be there in order for them to give him his surprise. Aaron basically agrees and says, "Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there in 20 minutes." Now, when black people say, especially black gay men say 20 minutes, they really mean an hour and 46 minutes. So he says 20 minutes. When he said 20 minutes, I said, girl, 20 minutes. Sidebar. Aaron has, when I tell you Aaron's lips are humongous. I always thought I had big lips. I used to get picked on in high school because people, said my lips were big. Aaron's lips are like he probably got stung by something. No, not even trying to be funny. Like, I swear his lips look... Every time I look at Aaron, and he's a nice-looking guy, very attractive. But every time I look at him, I automatically think about oral sex. Like, I know he does damage. Like, that is so trifling to say, but that's what I think about. But he has some big-ass lips. But anyways, he goes and he showers, and hell, he dances in the mirror for 13 minutes. He brushes his... Okay, it wasn't 13 minutes, but it probably was. They just edited it down. So he gets showered, and, he dances in the mirror, brushes his beard. And then the next scene, you have Prince in the kitchen. He calls TT, and he lets TT know that the sound check guy or the sound manager let him know that they would not be able to have confetti for their performance. Again, they're in a group called the Freaky Boys, Terrence and TT. Their group is called the Freaky Boys, and they are performing at Brandon's club, that night. And at the end of their performances, they usually have confetti shootout. I guess that's the way they like to end the performance. They feel as though that's the best part. But again, they let them know that they don't have any confetti. They're pretty upset because they want the confetti for their performance. Brandon lets it be known that, they had confetti the first time, And then, you know, he tried to get it the second time, but he didn't think it was going to be a big deal, which I wouldn't either. He didn't think it was going to be a big deal, so when they let him know, hey, we don't have any confetti, he was just like, oh, okay. So anyways, they take a few shots of vodka, and then they, you know, basically they have to go fulfill, I don't know if it was a contract, but they fulfill the obligations to perform, basically. So the next scene, Aaron is finally dressed. BB, one of his good friends, he pops up. They, you know, sit on the couch and, you know, they start to have, you know, small conversation before Aaron leaves. BB tells him that he burned his balls with Nair. Now, black people know Nair is not your friend. Quick story. Okay, so I was going to Atlanta. This is probably like 6 years ago. I was going to Atlanta for the first time, so I wanted to make sure my body was together. I was working out seriously, probably 6-7 days a week, no lie, until one day I had a nervous breakdown. That's a story for another day. So anyways, the day before I went to Atlanta, I naired under my armpits. I'm a hairy person, like very hairy. I hate hair. I hate hair on my body. So I had naired like my entire body. And so I was like, well, let me just nair my armpits. When I tell y'all, I could not even like wash under my armpits. I burnt the shit out of my armpits. It was the most horrible feeling in the world. I was in Atlanta, like I couldn't even, like I would have to be filthy drunk for me to even like not think about the burning sensation under my arms. It was that bad. Like, ugh. It took about a week for it to like finally go away. Like I had went to Atlanta, came back to Houston, and the shit was still burning. Oh, that was horrible. So you have to be really careful with Nair. And I don't know if BB's not black, but I just want to tell a little story. So anyways, BB said he burnt his balls, and I know that shit was horrible. And so he had a little bag in his hand, and he pulled out Ciroc in 2 glasses. He had just came from a work event from Nautica, and he took, you know, a half a bottle of Ciroc in 2 glasses. That's some ratchet shit that I would probably do. You know, y'all, the party's over. Y'all not gonna use this Ciroc, so you might as well let me take her home and drink her up, and you know, so we don't have to waste nothing that y'all done paid for. So anyways, you know, they take a couple of shots. Aaron wants BB to come to the club, of course. BB doesn't want to go to the club. He later lets it be known that basically he's not a club person, which I can completely understand that. The only way he will go to a club is if he's really just fucked up, or if it's probably like work obligations. So anyways, that's the end of that scene. And then the next one is... Oh, Aaron arrives at the club, and he is given a lap dance by Eros. Eros is one of the cast members. He is a stripper or exotic dancer. I don't know the correct term. We're just going to say stripper. He's a stripper. Now, him and Aaron are, they're good friends. I don't know if they're good friends, but they're friends. And Eros, he gives Aaron a lap dance. Eros is fine as fuck. Oof. Eros is fine. There's really not an ugly person in the cast. Like, Brandon Anthony is fine as fuck. Aaron is fine as fuck. BB is just so sexy to me. Like, BB, like, out of all the guys, I would probably take BB first. BB is just so sexy to me. Like, his smile, his face. BB is sexy to me. Eros is fine as hell. I like boys that are a little bit thick. So, Aaron, he's a little too thin. BB, he's thin, but it's just something about BB that's so sexy to me. And Brandon, he's kind of thin too, but they're all fine as hell. And TT, he's cute, and Pierre, he's cute too, but the other 4, those are like the finest ones. But anyways, Eros gives Aaron a lap dance, and you know, he said he was a little bit uncomfortable because they're friends, which I can see that. You know, you're sitting there like in your drawers, like giving your homeboy a dance. You know, your dick rubbing all against him. You know, he rubbing on your ass. So I can see how it could be an uncomfortable situation for both parties. But you know, it was what it was. The next scene, the Freaky Boys, they come out, they take the stage, And no tea, no shade. I was completely surprised on how good they were. Like, I had to rewind their part like 4 times. Like, I was in here like, ow, yay, 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 yay. I was in here getting it like, okay, they really giving me a little bit of life. So I was surprised that they did as well as they did. They did a really good job. So anyways, at the end of their performance, it is so hot in my apartment, damn. At the end of their performance, the confetti comes down, and you know they're happy about that because again they didn't think they were going to be able to get the confetti. BB meets up with his friend O'Dane Watson. O'Dane is I think a fashion designer, and I think now a shoe designer. He offers BB a job as being a model for his line. I don't even think they ever said the line. Now, this is the only thing I'm going to say. If you're going to be on a platform like this, why would you not mention the name of your line? I thought that BB said it was O'Dane by O'Dane Watson. I'm not sure. So, of course, I get my iPad and I get to Googling, like, well, shit, let me see what kind of clothes he offered. Because he said that they sold them, I think he said in Saks and Bloomingdale's. So I'm like, well, let me see what kind of clothes, he makes. Now, I will say this much. As soon as I went to Google and I put O-D, A, that's all I had to type in. The rest of his name popped up. So it was already in the system. So I just hit Google and I went to his Instagram page. Baby, call me Angela Lansbury. I went to his Instagram page and I really didn't see anything. I mean, I didn't look too hard, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just saying that. So he offered him a job. I don't remember them saying the name. Like I said, I think BB said something about O'Dane by O'Dane Watson. But I think he was just saying like, O'Dane offered him a job for O'Dane Watson. I don't know. I was confused about the whole little conversation they had about him offering him a job and him being a fashion. Girl, I'm over it. And at the end of their conversation, he basically explains to O'Dane, about how some of the guys, really Prince, tries to come for him and how they're catty and, this and that. And that's also a conversation that Aaron and BB had earlier before Aaron went to his party, went to the party, was how they just hate catty guys. And I can understand that. And I'm going to say this again, and I'm probably going to say this in every video, especially since this is an all-gay cast. Gay people need to realize that, okay, yeah, it's cool, it's fun to read, but you do that with your friends. You read and you shade people who you know. You don't do that to people who you barely know, you don't even have a relationship with, or just don't know at all. That's how a fight happens. You're not gonna I'm not gonna just walk up into a room, into a space, and I don't really know. You don't know. You've heard of me. I don't know you, and you start to read me. No. Either two things are gonna happen. Either I'm gonna whoop your ass, or you gonna whoop my ass. And I ain't never claimed to be no fighter. But at the end of the day, I'm just not gonna sit there and let you disrespect me. It's especially in front of a room full of people. No, that's not how it's gonna go down. I'm not your homeboy, I'm not your homegirl. You take that shit to over there with your friends, but nigga, you don't know me like that. So, anyways, I feel BB on that part about the whole caddy and the reading stuff. Say that shit for your friends and family. So basically, that was the end of the episode. It was a good episode, episode 2. I'll be back with episode 3. So far, like I said, the show is actually pretty good. I like the guys. There's not one guy on the cast that I don't like at this point. They all seem pretty cool. TT and Prince, they seem like they're going to be like the comedians of the group. They have the little fun. They have more funny moments than anyone else. I'll say that. But yeah, I'll be back with episode 3. And I think at the end also, O'Dane said that BB had a boyfriend. Fucking bitch. Alright, bye y'all.